Hey, this is me, Tanya, and I'm back. And I want to discuss a couple things. Who we looking at? We looking at Ralph, y'all. A 16-year-old young man who decided that he was going to look for his brother and got shot because he said, this might be the house. Let me knock on the door. And this 84-year-old guy named Andrew D. Lester felt threatened. He heard a knock and he said, "Oh, I feel threatened. Let me grab my gun." So he decided he was going to shoot this young man in the head and then shot him again once the young man fell to the ground. So, my question is to Andrew's family. Has he always showed you all that he was able to snap on a person? 84 years, he felt threatened when the door is locked. 84 years, and he felt threatened to not call 911. Signs had to been there. It's when we ignore those signs, things like this happen. You know what I thank God for? I thank God that Ralph is at home. I thank God that he was able to survive this incident. All he did was go looking for his brother. He was sent to go find his brothers. 16 years old, he knocks on the door and he gets shot. Is this stand your ground? Is this really stand your ground? Now we can't knock on the doors. You see, if nothing else, we need to wake up and we need to realize that our African American men, our men that are beautiful melanin men that are leaving the house daily may not come home. This young man went out to look for his brothers at 16, and he could have not came home. Now, see, we thought when Rodney King came out, we should have made a noise then. But now the noise is getting a little loud. The noise is so prevalent that you can walk down the street and see the noise before you hear the noise. We're losing too many of our men to unnecessary things. Now, although Ralph may remember this event for the rest of his life, I also want Mr. Andrew Lester to remember this exact incident the rest of his life too. Unfortunately, fortunately, Andrew doesn't have much time left. All this child did was knock on the door. You know? But then we can say all Eric Gardner did was try to sell some cigarettes so he could feed his family. Or we can say My child was walking down the street eating some Skittles. Or we can give our child a water gun and let's say, go outside and, play with the water gun. Mistakes like this shouldn't happen. Mistakes like this just should not happen in America. There is no justification as to why an 84-year-old man opened his door and began to shoot. He doesn't even look, Ralph doesn't look like a threat. But not only did he shoot him once, he shot him twice. You were trying to overkill. That's a little personal, don't you think? Well, I want the Lord to grace his presence all around you, Ralph. I want you to grow up and have a beautiful life. And I want you to have all your dreams that you imagine. I want you to be able to fulfill them. Just because of this incident. I want the Lord to bless you. But as I say, the Lord is blessing people. I also want him to take care and do right in the justice system. See, they had no problem putting Bill Cosby in prison. They had no problem with prosecuting and putting Bill Cosby in prison for something he did many years ago. Whether he guilty or not, that's not up to me. But he did it many years ago. And they put him in prison. So, Andrew Lester. That's your name, right? Andrew D. Lester. I hope your family get ready to see you behind some bars, spending the rest of your life imagining the crime you committed. Every time you close your eyes, you see this young man face. I want you to keep your eyes on this young man's face. Because see, there's some kind of vision that shall haunt you. Because he did nothing wrong but knock on your door, ring your doorbell. You mean to tell me people can't knock on the door and ring the doorbell in 2023? Oh, I'm sorry. Certain people can't knock on the door and ring the doorbell. Certain people cannot eat Skittles. And certain people can't play with toy guns. And certain people can't sit in their car. And certain people can't even have a cracked headlight. It's the certainty of the people is how the outcome is going to turn out. So if you're in that certain group, you can't knock on the door. You can't eat Skittles. You can't sell cigarettes. You can't sit in your car. You can't check the mail. You can't even have a cracked headlight or walk down the street with a hat on. We should have come really far. But I guaranteed you, this nation is going to be rocked off of this one. This nation gonna be rocked off of this one. Mark my word. It's gonna be a really tough one. And I just pray that the Lester family brace themselves for the storm that's brewing in their door.